Well, welcome to Thai Country Cottage, our Thai house build. The house was built a year ago. We've been in it now for 1 year, so I thought we'd do an anniversary update just to share how things have grown and matured. So welcome back to our lovely country spot in That Phanom. It's winter time now, so nice sunny days, pleasant weather, not too hot, cool evenings. Great to do landscaping projects. So I thought just take a quick walk around the yard and show you how things are growing. Join me. So the video is going to cover a bit of health update, why I haven't been on the scene for a while, some road and rail projects that are coming to impact us potentially. They've been stalled for a while. Do a bit of a winter garden update, tour around, see how the plants have grown. And I've done a review of the build series. So I've tried to take 37 weeks of build and compress it down into 15 or 20 minutes. So you can just have a review and then off to Mekong River for immigration. Come along. So the first thing I want to talk about is health challenges. I've been dealing with some prostate cancer side effects that have really impacted me. Catheterized a lot, now totally incontinent, causing me all kinds of problems. Recently I've been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, pemphigus, which is very gross. There's no cure, can only manage it. So I'm it's got scars all over my body and on pills to manage it. So hopefully things will get better. You're not going to see me because of that, because I'm not worth looking at the moment. I need to stay out of the sun, stay away from crowds, don't get infections. So it's hard to do any work. Don't sleep well at night. So all kinds of problems for me. But we're soldiering on. So the next thing I want to talk about is the road and rail projects that have been stalled for some time, but now coming to life apparently. They're going to build a train line from Ban Pai, 300 and some odd kilometers, up to Mekong River, where it can connect with Laos. And That Phanom will have a station. So you can see in this, there's a 4-line bypass going in behind our house and a rail corridor 300 meters to the front of it. So they've cleared and filled the corridor near us. Our house is 300 meters up, you can see what it's starting to look like, and they're starting to put pilings in for a bridge over the track on that road. This is a drawing of the 8-kilometer bypass that'll go in behind us. It's circled in red where our house is halfway through the 8 kilometers. You can see the rail corridor, the bypass in our house here in this image. Don't know what it's going to do to our peace and tranquility. Noisy during the construction for sure. But it'll be set quite a ways back from the house when it's all said and done. Bit of space to the back and to the side that we have still available if we want to do something. And just some images here of the works that are being proposed. Interchange near us, about half a kilometer away. And now on to the gardens. Wintertime looks really, really good. Skies are blue. Weather's fantastic. Come on, join the tour around the garden and see how things have changed. So we'll just start here at the front of the house, by the front gate, looking up the sidewalk to the house. The scented pines on each side of the sidewalk have really matured, grown about 4 or 5 times, and the bougainvilleas on each side now need trimming to keep them shorter, offer some nice color. And we'll just wander this way along the front fence. Trees are growing nicely, and the palm in the corner has really taken root now and starting to spread, so that'll be a really large palm eventually. And our feature fence at the front here has all been planted out. Can't recall if that was planted last time I showed in the video, but everything's maturing, looking good. We've planted an omega sign here at the back. So as these are slow to take off, but when they take off, it'll be nice red flowers on these plants. So it'll make a nice feature. What I'm really happy about are these oak trees. They're they're only seedlings when we got them and raised them in a bag, and now they've rooted well, and you can see taking off. So really happy. They'll make a great screen once they're growing more along this fence, together with their scented pine neighbors and closer to the fence. Will be all screened off. So the trees here are all maturing. This one loses its leaves, but it's coming back because it's winter time. Paper barks, they've well and truly taken. Happy with that. My lump sum trees, they seem to be surviving okay. They've grown about 3 times. And kind of the side door to the house and the garden by the garage. So we'll just take a wander around to the front. Have a look. Elephants seem happy in their new home here. Really sunny today. Probably close to 28, 29 degrees. Done a bit of work at the side here with table and chairs and awning with plantings around. This side of this side fence and the plantings are a bit slower to take off. I think it's the nature of the dirt. I mean, they're growing, just not as, the oaks aren't as high as the other ones, but coming along nicely. There's my partner in the background. He's doing some watering. There's no rain this time of year, so with the well we water quite a bit to keep everything green and surviving. A nice place to sit out of the sun. The sun moves around the house during the day, so a few places to sit depending on if you're looking for shade or not. So the few roses going on here in these potter plants, color bond potter plants. And the hedge is taken off nicely beside the fire pit. Put some edging bricks in along here and around the pet cemetery at the back. Nice bougainvilleas adding color. These back gardens, still things have to grow a bit more in here. The roses. Got some vegetables going in the back. That's some cost lettuce happening. One thing I'm really happy about is this Indian oak tree. It was being eaten by bugs, and we've sprayed it and it's come back to life really, really well. Really bushy, nice and green. Nice place to sit. The scented pines here have grown tremendously. I have to cut them now. I start to trim them. Keep them about this height around the water, the sewage tanks, just to block them off. And so really happy with the weeping willow we have here. It's a small spindly thing when it went in, but you can see it's filled out. It seems to be liking its environment. And these bamboo at the back are really tall now. There's only 2 of them there. They were planted about 4 months ago. That's how much they've grown. And they're there as a screen from the road that goes by the side of the house. You can't see into the back porch. Shrubbery around the water tank, they're growing up nicely, so that'll look like it'll fill all in due course. I mean, just a bit of a back area where we kind of cook outdoors and evening time. And we'll just walk around to the front, wind up this walk around. Don't think there's any more to plant, we're gonna just look at maintaining things now. 2 lemon trees, they seem to be thriving well. Haven't seen any lemons yet, but work in progress. There we go. We're around to the porch or the garage and the end of the tour. Cheers. In this section, I've tried to recap a summary of the key building highlights to refresh viewers on the 36-week timeline in about 20 minutes. It's a condensed version of the original series to offer an overview of the key milestones of our house building project in 2024. So this part covers some land clearing, first post ceremony, and weeks 1 and 2 of the build. So here we're on the land. The backhoe's been busy clearing up the property, getting rid of all the shrubs, making a clear site. And here's the first post ceremony. This was before Songkran in April 2024. Local monks from the temple came along for the service. Then there was the digging of the rest of the foundations after Songkran, making everything ready. You can see here a bit of drone footage. Shows the holes dug and concrete foundations for the piers. Then moved on to weeks 3 to 6. During this time they were working on the ground and plinth beams and doing some dirt work around on the garage floor. So here the upright columns have been set, framed up. Here's the engineer just checking to make sure everything's square and straight and plumb to go up before they start filling these up with concrete. So here, obviously, it's all been done. It's all backfilled. And now it's all set for some beam work to tie these all together. And here you can see that they've done the ground beam around to tie the columns, and now they're working on setting up the plinth beam for the house foundation. So the house will sit 70 centimeters off the ground. Here we're doing a recap of weeks 7 through to 11. And the team's now filling up the main beam with concrete, using a vibrator to make sure the concrete gets spread and settled well into those forms. This took a few days to get all this achieved. So I'm just showing you where the front porch is. That's been filled up with sand, and the hollow bit is the house. So there'll be an air gap under the floor, so we won't get any rising damp. Coming up, base plumbing has gone in for the toilets. You can see here the plinth beam's all done and ready for the next phase of the operation. So just a highlight of kind of the steps along the way, not showing all the detail. Now, they've put the concrete slabs down on the beams, and they're now putting the base house floor in. So this took a lot of work, get it spread even. And so we got something to work on to build up from. So some of this will be just watching the video. You can see what's going on. And some I'll talk to. So floor is in. You can see it's all set. Now they're starting on the block work. This voice of mine giving me the shits. So ACC block, the special mortar they use for that. And happy with the results so far in the house. It's been really good. Here's the foreman of the job. He's showing this fella correct way of applying the ACC mortar. Wasn't doing it quite right. So now we're on to section of week 12 to 15. Roof purlins going in, so you can see here the walls are pretty well getting up, and the roofing contractor's on site putting the metal work up for the roof. Boy, I wish the build went this quick. So, this time of year, it's been, kind of overcast and rainy, so some days they're working and some days they can't. So just get a view of some of the metal structure. The roofing team was from Mekong, been around for a long time. Now they're putting the purlins on the roof, main metal beams. Those will hold the tiles that go up. These guys were hard workers. I came early in the morning and worked right through till about 5 at night. So far, no leaks. The roof is holding up well and really happy with it. There's my partner talking to the boss. I'll just get a bit of a drone image as it gives a good overview of the work and the progress to date. Look, I hope this recap of it, shortened version, is useful for anybody that's looking to build or wanted to review our build and in a short time didn't want to watch 36 weeks of videos. Site was generally well looked after. Here we are, we're moving on to putting the roof tiles up. They've arrived and up by hand, one by one, up on top to be placed. So there's a sheeting underneath the tiles, so that helps for any water that gets through to run down. There you go. Roofing coming along well. Now we're on to week 16 through to 19. Marching right along. So here we started on the electricals in the house. The foreman, who's an electrician, marks on the walls all the power points and land points and light points and for the drawings, and then we walked around and agreed them all. That's what we wanted and needed, made some adjustments. We then set about with their electric saws to cut into the ACC block so they can run conduit and put in the required boxes where they're needed. There's a noisy, dusty job. So there we are, just a bit of another drone overview of where we've got to in terms of the house. So the roof is by and large all done. The walls are all up. And, from the dirt to something that looks like a house and looks like what was planned. So happy with that. So the next phase was now to start the rendering on the walls. So a lot of hard work to get this correct cement mortar mix into this render solution that they apply with trowels on the walls, and it's applied roughly, and then it's smoothed, and then it's shaved, and then a final coat is put on. So you can see what it's looking like now with everything rendered. Just let this video run, you see some of the walls and things all done. There's a back porch. There's the internals of the house with the walls rendered. It's still wet and drying. You can see the different colors and shades. But so far, happy with everything. There's been a few hairline, more cracks on the render, but the builder will be back in the next month or so to fix all that up for us. He was around last month and we've agreed everything. So happy with that. There we are, got the drone up again and having a look at them putting on the color bond metal roofing. It's color bond with insulation underneath. I must say, when it rains, we don't hear any noise at all. There's no metal noise. I'm happy with the PU foam insulation. And just showing the fillers that go in on the edge, so everything's covered up. You can't see anything. So now we're on to weeks 20 through to 23. Finish the roof, ceiling installs, electrical work. Here we're running, the foreman's running conduit through the ceilings. Take the wire from the various places, plugs around, and take it back to the utility room. Very neat and tidy. I think the way they did their work, I was happy with it. Junction boxes, all set to be, for the wire to be pulled through it all. And here the boys are starting to pull the wiring through. It can be a real challenge on these long runs getting it going. We were around every day checking on what was going on. Probably twice a day we'd go over and spend some time, watch what was happening, and just make sure that what was going on was what we thought was happening according to the plans. And give us a chance to chat if there's any issues or concerns. So I think it worked well. We didn't bother them, but just kind of kept an eye on things. So you can see the ceiling is going into metal joists, I guess, straps for the drywall. You can see the electricals and the ceiling preparation. On the back porch, boys are always ready to have a chat, no problem. Then got on to, we decided to put SPC flooring down, LT flooring, wood look. So the floor had to be raised because it wasn't tiled, and flat. It has to be very flat, cleaned for the SPC LT wood flooring. So that's what they're doing here. They put a special screed down on the floor to make it all flat and even. Then moving on to weeks 24 through to 27, plumbing and other things happening. So here the boys are finishing off doing this, raising the floor with this special screed so they can lay down the wood flooring. So here it is, all smooth and nice throughout the house. Obviously still moist and curing. Then it was time for the painters to arrive. They applied primer or base coat, and then there was two finish coats done to all the walls, inside and out, and ceilings. Really happy with their job. The work was neat and tidy, and everything looks good. Nice cut-ins, everything's smooth. So that gives you a view of the finished, or what the paint looks like when it was done in terms of ceiling and walls. Starting to make the house come alive. It's looking more like a home now. Then tiling works began. This guy's a great tiler. I really enjoyed his work. Here he is in the bathroom doing some of the tiling. He didn't rush. He took his time. He made sure the joints were all lined up and so everything was smooth and correct, and he was very fussy about the work he undertook, which, while it may have taken longer, sure as hell pleased me. And from tiling to windows, so window team from a company in That Phanom, builder went with. We used aluminum, black metal aluminum windows. Put the frames in. There are just some of the activities to get the frames going. It was all done in stages, frames go in. Later, the hardware goes in, and then the actual windows themselves go in after the house is almost complete, so that they're not damaged during any of the construction activity. Obviously, the frames are drilled into the wall and screwed, so they're not going anywhere. So now it's weeks 28 through to 31. And you can see that a lot of tiling's done. They're putting the door frames in now. They did the windows earlier, as you saw. Now we're having the sliding door frames installed. Tiler out the back, tiling the back porch. done the kitchen walls with the wood look tile. The front porch is done. You can see some of the railings have been installed around the porch. It's really looking good. Then it was on to the septics and waterworks systems. Dug the holes for the septic tank and the soakaways. So there's the septic tank and the soakaway, and then 2 soakaways for the grey water. 1,000-liter tanks we used. There's only 2 of us here. So now glass is going in, window glass is going in, doors with glass are going in. Because we're getting close to the end. All the major builds finished, and it's just finish and tidy and trim work to be done. So the doors and windows, happy generally with them. And then it was kind of on to week 32 through to 36 when everything was finished. So just a bit more electrical. As you can see, the lights being installed, pot lights in the ceilings, the porches. Aircon units are all in. And just all the wiring work going on now, tying everything back. Fans, although everything electrical, the finished stuff going in. So a big job choosing all the fit out for the house. Went down to Book to Hand most of the time, to Home Pro and Global House to source what we were looking for. Found it all. Happy with what we picked. So far so good. Nothing stopped working. It's all happening. Some more views of the electrical activities, putting lights up. Ordered some of our lights online. Some of them came from China, some from Bangkok, a variety of places. Here's the SBC LT flooring going down. So on that nice smooth concrete, they've put down this plastic, keep any moisture away, and then lay this. These guys are really good, really like their work. Very detailed, careful. Really happy with the finished look. Great flooring. It's wider than some of the other flooring, so it looks more like real wood planks, and it's deep, a bit deeper as well. On the wall. So here they're obviously pulling the wires through into the breaker box, getting it all set. Just massive jumble of wires, better them than me at working out what went where, but they seem to know. Here they're putting the ground rod in. They pounded that down a couple of meters into the ground, and then it was covered up with concrete and the surge protector. So here we are at the front of the house. Let's walk around and just look at some of the outside finishes. Looking quite nice. We're going to have a housewarming on the 30th of December, so just a few plants around to make things look good. This is the side porch. This is the fencing team. They're working on the front gate of the house. This is our breeze block wall. That's the entrance to the kitchen, side entrance to the kitchen. This is the carport and the storage room. This is one of the neighborhood dogs taking up residence in the carport. And then we go out to the back where we've got a sink and an area to cook. That's my partner Ace. And an area to sit. If we're barbecuing outside, this is where the water tank and the septic tanks are. And in the back of the property, it's all been fenced. Then we move around to the back porch. Got some blinds up now for the afternoon sun. Keep them out of, keep the sun out of our faces when we're up here on the porch. This is the back porch. Nice area to sit and eat, especially in the evening when the sun's going down. Very lovely views. And then the side of the house, and we'll wander around back to the front door. A lot of landscaping to do, but that's a project for 2025 and 2026 and probably forever, or as long as I live. So happy with the result. Just parking here temporarily. So let's go inside and see what's inside. Go inside, in through the double front doors, into the lounge and dining area. Curtains are up. TV units there. Just waiting for the rest of the furniture. Some of it's moving tomorrow on Monday, and we're waiting for delivery of some things as well. So combined lounge dining, some pictures to go up on the wall from Australia and Chiang Mai. And we go through to, the curtains are all up, as you can see, the kitchen. So kitchen's finished, blind at the end. That was the door out to the rear porch. And this takes us to the utility room. Electricals and storage and just a half bath. And CCTV and internet and Wi-Fi box. So we'll go down to the bedrooms. Curtains, we're really happy with the curtains. The company is from That Phanom. Did an excellent job. It's about $45,000 all up for all the curtains in the house and some blinds outside. So down to the office, TV room. Air cons are all in and working. This is the spare room for guests, Ace's relatives. Be a Buddha room, Buddha corner over there as well. So aircon in the ceiling. We have drainage, so the connection is up through the ceiling out to the units outside on the wall. And just the spare bathroom, guest bathroom, all finished, all functioning, all the plumbing works. Had to move the heater and the shower unit. Happy with that result. And then into the master bedroom. Delivery of furniture the other day. So on Monday when we move, all the rest of it, along with the mattress and other things, will be here. Curtains into the walk-in closet. And the master bathroom. So everything's nicely finished, everything's working correctly, so really happy with the result. So that's it for the build series of Country Cottage. Won't be doing any videos until perhaps the new year, and it'll be really about kind of landscaping and finishing the fence and bits and pieces around the outside of the house. So really enjoy my view from the back porch. Spend a lot of time here, certainly in the mornings. And later in the evenings, when the sun's going down, beautiful views to the west there with the sun dipping down, nice red skies. So usually have breakfast out here in the morning and watch some news on TV, check out the social media. Good place to relax and take it all in this retirement lifestyle, which really happy with. Thought I'd just share that because I can. Cheers. Cheers. Well, that's it for the 1-year anniversary video update. I'll leave you in Mekong River as I head to immigration. It's a really nice drive. I love this drive along the river. Great views to Laos and the mountains. Won't be doing any videos now. I'm concentrating on health. And, if there's something new to share when they start building the highways and railways, then I'll do that in maybe 6 to 12 months' time. Meantime, look after me and enjoy your life in Thailand. Take care, and thanks for watching the series for the last long period of time. Cheers. Take care.